Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So last time we have talked about how two women that look the same and have the same characteristics can have completely different mindsets, and how their mindsets is gonna determine their life in a way. Because mindset is really what our vibration is. So, I want to talk further about this topic because I think it's very important and I think it's often misunderstood. So, basically, uh, what a mindset is, it's a collection of beliefs that we have collected through our life. And all sorts of beliefs, limiting, non limiting, everything we think about the world, about ourselves, about love, about relationships, about money, everything. And these beliefs may or may not be true, but they are our truth. That's the point. This is something we believe is true. Beliefs are created on a subconscious level. So, most of the beliefs that we have and that create our vibration or our mindset are not our own beliefs. When we come into this world, we are a blank page. Basically, our mind is a blank page. It doesn't have any traumas, it doesn't have any limits. But then, as we grow up through our childhood, we create those limits, we create all sorts of beliefs about the world we are in. And these beliefs are going to depend on our parents, so what they're going to teach us, what they're going to tell us, but also what they are going to be experiencing and what we are going to be witnessing them experience. So if your parents are struggling with money, you will create a belief that money is really hard to make. Or if your parents get divorced or have a really bad marriage, you're going to create certain beliefs about love and relationships and marriages as well. They are also influenced by everything you're going to experience as a child. So every single event, every single experience, every single thing somebody tells you, also they're going to be affected by where you live. So the culture, the time you are growing up in. So if it was the 90s, if it was the 80s, what time was it? What was happening in the world around you? What was happening in your country, in your town? What the media was saying at the time. There are so many things that are going to influence your beliefs. What your what the other kids were saying about you. Were they bullying you? Were they making fun of you? Or were they just really nice and liked you? It's gonna depend on every single thing, as you can see. Your religion, your culture. If you are brought up in a certain religion, you're going to have different beliefs and different values and different views of the world than maybe somebody from a different religion. So it's all going to create your beliefs, and none of them, almost none of them, are going to be your own. And the ones that are going to be your own, some of them are going to be just based on traumatic experiences, and they're not going to be actual facts or truths. So this is very important to understand, and it all happens on a subconscious level. So subconsciously, you're gonna pick these beliefs, and you're gonna create a mindset that is gonna basically lead you through life. By lead you through life, I mean it's gonna affect your actions, it's gonna affect your thoughts, it's gonna affect how you feel, it's gonna affect how you feel about yourself, it's gonna affect so many things. And consciously, you are not aware of it because it's all subconscious. So it's very important to determine the beliefs you have. And beliefs can be changed, by the way. And they do change. Some of them just change throughout your life without you consciously making an effort to change them. So maybe something happens and then you see, oh, it's not like that, and you change it. Or maybe, you were brought up religious and then later you have kind of did done some research on religion and concluded that, oh, it's not for me, I don't really believe in that, I believe in something else, or I believe in nothing, or whatever. So you change your belief on that. So beliefs are changeable. That's a good thing. And brain can be reprogrammed, because when you get new beliefs, your brain automatically gets reprogrammed towards those beliefs. And this is why we use reprogramming audios, because when you have some limiting beliefs that might affect your spell work, not everybody will have that type of beliefs connected to what they're using magic for. It's not for every single person, because we're all different and we have different beliefs. Clearly, every single person has a different mindset. And nobody's mindset is perfect, by the way. Nobody is perfect. So yeah, that is why we use reprogramming audios to change those beliefs. And since everything is subconscious, even if you consciously kind of understand, oh, I have this belief and this is not true. So for example, all men cheat, you kind of have that belief. And this is not true, clearly. It's not true. But subconsciously you are thinking it because maybe I had a bad experience a couple of times, or maybe it's something you picked up from your childhood. Doesn't matter. It can be a combination of things, but you're not going to change your belief just by kind of understanding, okay, this is not true. So to reprogram a brain, it needs repetition, basically. That's how the brain learns and picks up on things. So that's where the reprogramming audio comes in. I hope that is clear. Now, I also want to talk about what did I want to talk about? I forget things. I want to talk about. So I remembered. I want to talk about feeling good about yourself and loving yourself, because a bunch of people, there's so many people that claim you have to love your flaws, you have to be obsessed with your flaws. And the truth is that no, you don't. Because if you don't like a specific thing, whether it's, I don't know, you have scars or cellulite, or something in your behavior that you don't like. Uh, let's be real, okay, guys? Let's just be realistic. There is no freaking way that I'm gonna love, for example, my pimple. So I got a pimple um, before I need before my period, and these people are telling me, oh, this pimple is gorgeous, it's beautiful, you should love it. There is no freaking way I'm gonna love it, right? And it's very unrealistic to think that a person that loves themselves will love their pimples, for example. That's not gonna happen. That's a lie. So with the stuff that we don't like about ourselves, whether they're physical or whether they are something we do, something we say, something behavioral, or whatever other thing it may be about us that we do not love. The point is not to pretend we love it, because we can't really fall in love with something we just don't like about ourselves and we don't like in general. Um, we're not gonna fall in love with a pimple, clearly. Oh, we look so much better now that we have acne. That's not gonna happen, right? The point is not to fall in love with that thing. The point is to accept it, not obsess over it. But also, if we don't like something, the point is to work towards, for example, clearing that pimple, right? Or fixing that issue we have in our behavior. That is what we should be doing. And it doesn't mean that we don't love ourselves. It means that we want to be the best version of ourselves. And it means that we are going to be working on ourselves, and we are accepting our shadows And there are flaws, absolutely. There are some things we can't do nothing about. For example, I don't know, scars and stuff. It doesn't mean that we're gonna feel ugly just because we have, let's say, acne scars, but we are not gonna obsess over them, and we are not gonna think that this is something that now makes us unworthy or makes us unattractive. We're going to be focusing on the positive stuff, right? We're not going to be focusing on that acne scar. We're going to be focusing on our eyes, our lips, something that we find beautiful about ourselves. And that's basically the secret. You focus on the good things. You don't focus on the bad things. You don't obsess over bad things, and you don't go in victim mentality. That's what it's really about with everything, not just you and your appearance or your behavior. So, to kind of put it into perspective, let's say let's go back to the audio from the last time, and we talked about two plus-sized women and different mindsets and different lives they're leading. So let's take the one that is a plus-size model. So she's a plus-size model. She makes money from being plus-sized. She has a boyfriend that adores her body. She has a bunch of men in the DMs just, telling her how gorgeous she is and how much they love her size. However, let's be realistic, that woman has a lot of haters as well. Has a lot of people telling her, yuck, you're disgusting. Yuck, you should lose weight. You are gross. Why are you promoting yourself? Even worse things, because people, honestly, in the comments, they can write horrible stuff, right? And so just like the other woman that is not a model, she will get, mean comments and mean messages, because every single person will. But if she would focus on those mean people only and ignore the ones that are supporting her, what would happen? Most likely she would give up on her career. She would, stop making money. She would become miserable. She would lose her self-esteem. Basically, she would go into victim mentality if she would start focusing on the negative people. Yeah, she would. And if she continues to focus on the positive ones, she will, be happy and feel good about herself. And I'm not gonna get into the health, issues there, because obviously being plus sized can be, not necessarily, but can bring some health issues. But let's just imagine she's healthy, this one, really healthy, regardless to her size. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that every single person, everyone, no matter how gorgeous, no matter if their weight is perfect, no matter if they're a great person, every single person will have haters, let's call it like that. Will receive some mean comments, will receive negative feedback. Everyone, we all do, right? And even celebrities, Brad Pitt has people saying, oh, he's ugly. Angelina Jolie has people saying she is gross, she can't act, all of those stuff. So everybody will receive in life positive and negative feedback. It's just how it is. And even if you are the most gorgeous person, the most high vibrational person, there will always be people that will be mean. And that is, not your problem. That's honestly their problem, and there are reasons why they're like that, which we are not going to get into, because this is about you and not about them. We don't care about them. But the point is that you have to think about who you're going to believe. You should always believe yourself, obviously, but are you going to focus on the positive or on the negative feedback? And it's not about constructive criticism, that's good. It's about just people being plain mean or people being, positive. It's up to you. And also, you can test your mindset, your vibration, just by seeing which side you're gonna be focusing on more. So, absolutely every single person, when they read a negative feedback or get a negative feedback from somebody, it will not be like, oh, whatever, I don't care, great. Everybody will be a little bit triggered. That's normal. But are you gonna obsess over it? Are you gonna believe it? Are you gonna allow your whole mood to become horrible for months and months and years because of this? Or are you just gonna be like, okay, this was mean, but it's not true. I know it's not true because I feel safe and secure and I know who I am. And also, I have so many people that agree with me. Um, so it's up to you basically what you're gonna focus on, guys. And you can test your vibration like this. If someone says something mean and it triggers you in a way that you start obsessing over that and you start believing it and you start thinking, oh my god, I'm such a failure, or whatever it is, I'm so ugly, or I'm so fat, doesn't matter what the comment was, and you're gonna obsess over it and just go into victim mentality and give this person the right to determine your worth? Or are you just gonna be, oh, that's a really mean comment, and continue with your life? Because a lot of people, they will just focus on the negative stuff and they will obsess over the negative stuff. And now obviously, um, if you are one of those that likes to criticize on others, um, it also is a show and tell of your vibration that is clearly low because it's focusing on the negative things, again. So either way, you can test it and you can see where you are at vibrationally. Also, if it's some other internal issue you're having that used to trigger you, and you're working on that issue, doesn't matter what it is, you can also see just when the same thing happens or similar thing happens, and you get triggered, you can see whether it's going to be as bad as before or if it's going to be better, and you can kind of see where you're at this specific moment. So, guys, I hope this is making sense. I truly do. Remember, life is about what you focus on. And remember that your mindset is simply a set of beliefs that may or may not be true. They are your truth, however, and they are running your life. So think about if there is something in that beliefs that you don't truly think, but you picked up and kind of took as your own, even though it's not. And now it's creating problems for you. Be very mindful with this. And remember, your brain is your brain. You get to program it, you get to control it. It shouldn't be controlling you, you should be controlling the brain. So, guys, I hope we are all striving with our work. I hope that everybody who has received the programming audio is listening to it regularly, because if you don't listen to it regularly, it won't help you. It's kind of like going to the gym and just coming every other week. You're not really gonna get much progress like that. You have to do it consistently. You have to be patient, and you have to do it regularly. That's the trick. That's the only trick. You know how people say the best skincare is the one you're going to use on a regular basis. Doing things regularly is the most important thing. It's not about what cream you use, it's about if you use it every single day. Anyways, love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.